Tonight, Alberta braces for more fire. A scorching heat wave keeps the province on alert. Assessing the damage.
I was here at 8 o'clock that morning when this place burned.
As resources reach their limit.
Our crews have been working non-stop day and night. We brought in additional crews. We're protecting everything we can protect.
Zelensky's peace offensive in Italy. A papal meeting while Russia retreats further in Ukraine. Plus, Canada's historic tip-off.
All of the excitement can show that Toronto is a market that can definitely support a WNBA team.
The massive sellout and the speculation of expansion.
CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo. Reporting tonight, Heather Wright.
Good evening. More than 16,000 people remain under evacuation orders tonight in Alberta, with officials warning thousands more to be ready to leave, with hot, dry weather triggering more fires across the province. More than 1,500 wildland firefighters are on the ground, including 300 from other provinces and the U.S. 200 more American firefighters are on their way, and more than 200 soldiers are assisting, with more expected soon. One of the hardest hit areas lies west of Edmonton, where frustration is growing over the province's preparedness and its response. CTV's David Owasik reports.
Yellowhead County, the large region between Edmonton and Jasper, has seen 2 weeks of rampant wildfires and urgent evacuations. The county's mayor says despite the devastation left behind, crews battling the blazes have done their most important job.
I am very happy to report that we have had no loss of human life, and that is our number one goal.
Try telling Bob Tornberg that his family's homestead received the kind of attention he'd hoped for. The farm sits 1 kilometer outside the lightly charred hamlet of Wildwood, and with a river running through it, he and others defied the evacuation notice to fight fire alone.
I was here at 8 o'clock that morning when this place burned, right?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't see a helicopter or a firefighter, like even if they would have dropped water on here with the helicopter.
The county mayor says he's sympathetic, but adds that every resource available is out fighting the unprecedented fires.
What do I say to a guy like that? Our crews have been working non-stop day and night. We brought in additional crews. We're protecting everything we can protect.
Crews couldn't get to this resort home either, but its owner, thankful they saved something truly irreplaceable, his wife.
You have to give back to this community. They did everything for us, and they saved her life probably. They rescued her.
With the weather continuing to heat up and a handful of fires continuing to stretch resources to the limit, the county's mayor says the evacuation order could come again and with little notice. He says at a time like this, the only priority is saving your own life. David Owasik, CTV News, Edson, Alberta.
A community outside of Ottawa paid their respects to OPP Sergeant Eric Mueller today. The veteran officer was killed in the line of duty last week, and this afternoon, hundreds gathered as the procession brought the fallen officer from the hospital to the funeral home. Here's CTV's Natalie Van Roy.
Colleagues and friends gathering for a procession to bring Ontario Provincial Police Sergeant Eric Mueller home.
Our hearts are broken, as our community is as well, and I know his family and his 2 young kids, want him home.
42-year-old Mueller was shot and killed in Bourget, Ontario on Thursday. The small community is about 50 kilometers east of Ottawa. 2 other OPP officers were also shot and injured in the attack. OPP's commissioner called it an ambush. OPP officers, including those who worked alongside the veteran sergeant, led the procession.
We want to provide and give him as much honor and respect.
Community members gathering on overpasses, holding signs in support. Ontario Provincial Police officers from right across the province, as well as the Ottawa Police Service, took part in the procession. At the funeral home in Rockland, a book of condolences set up as this community honors Mueller and pays their respects. A loving father, husband, colleague, and friend to many.
He was a very special person, very devoted to his job.
Mueller was a 21-year veteran of the force, who started his policing career in Ottawa in 2002. 39-year-old Alain Belfoy was arrested and charged with 1 count of first-degree murder in Mueller's death and 2 counts of attempted murder. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News, Ottawa.
The memory of another OPP officer killed in the line of duty was honored in Barrie, Ontario today.
We've had 9 police officers murdered in this country since September. 5 of those have been right here in our own province.
Constable Greg Pershala was fatally shot while responding to a vehicle in a ditch last December. Today, his friends and family held a memorial run and fundraiser in his hometown.
He was also an outstanding student, a friend, and a police constable.
The run is expected to become an annual event with proceeds going towards a scholarship in Pershala's name at his former high school. And Ontario police in Sault Ste. Marie found an 11-year-old girl today who went missing while on a school trip.
It was an unbelievable feeling to see her waving.
Ruby Kurt was visiting an outdoor learning center with her grade 6 class when she went missing yesterday morning. After more than 24 hours, police found Kurt 9 kilometers away from the center.
She went into a lake almost up to her chest. She ended up sleeping just in the dirt.
She was taken to hospital but is believed to be okay. A startling warning issued this week to parents and guardians, with the RCMP saying there's been a dramatic increase in the number of online child exploitation and sexual abuse incidents. And as CTV's Melanie Nagy reports, the alarming trend is being seen right across the country.
There's been an alarming rise in reports of online child exploitation in BC. So much so, the RCMP are calling on parents and guardians to increase vigilance.
We've seen essentially the numbers more than double year over year.
Nearly 6,000 cases of online abuse targeting children were reported to police so far this year. At that rate, the Mounties say 2023 will likely surpass the number of incidents reported in 2022, which saw more than 9,600. The RCMP say pandemic lockdowns meant kids were spending more time on digital devices, possibly making them more vulnerable to predators.
The expectation was that those numbers would decrease after the lockdowns, but we've only seen those numbers continue to rise.
But it's not just in BC. The National Child Exploitation Crime Centre says last year in Canada, online abuse reports and complaints jumped by 56%.
The internet has no boundaries.
Carol Todd's 15-year-old daughter, Amanda, died by suicide in 2012 after a Dutch man tormented her online for years. While he was convicted, Todd, now a cyber safety advocate, says more needs to be done to protect children, particularly around social media.
We need to talk to our young kids about all aspects of the internet.
The U.S. Center for Missing and Exploited Children says major digital platforms, including TikTok and Instagram, collectively flagged more than 31 million reports of suspected child abuse in 2022.
Make sure that we talk to our kids of all ages to make sure that they know what to do.
In addition to talking, the RCMP say awareness is key. So too is reporting unwanted, inappropriate online contact. Melanie Nagy, CTV News, Vancouver.
A Russian missile struck the hometown of music duo Tvorchi tonight, just 10 minutes before the Ukrainian musicians were set to take the stage at the Eurovision Song Contest in the UK. Air raid sirens sounded across Ukraine, but they did not stop supporters in Kyiv from watching the performance. The strikes come as Russian forces pull back from Bakhmut. CTV's Krisin Ajkate reports.
Ukrainian forces are gaining ground against Russia's army in Bakhmut. Moscow announced its notorious Wagner private army had likely fallen back north of the city. The group's leader has been angry at Russia for not supporting his men with more weapons and ammunition. Attempts by Russia's defense ministry to make things look better will bring tragedy to Russia, he said. The fighting continues as Ukraine's soldiers are seen here, jumping out of an armored vehicle to return fire.
In those areas, I'm sure our commanders have seen a weakness on the Russian line, and they have exploited it.
Today, 2 Russian helicopters and 2 fighter jets meant to attack Ukraine crashed in Russia's western region along the Ukraine border. For the first time since the start of Russia's invasion, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky traveled to Italy to meet with the country's president and prime minister. Peace will arrive only if Russia will stop attacks on civilians, said Italy's prime minister, pledging military and financial support. President Zelensky added, "I am grateful to all Italians whose hearts do not remain indifferent to evil." He later met Pope Francis to discuss bringing home the tens of thousands of Ukrainian children deported to Russia. And in a meeting with the UK's minister in Japan, the United States Treasury Secretary said there was clear evidence that the G7 had achieved its goal in limiting Moscow's ability to fund the war.
The United States will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes.
The focus of the G7 now is to build stronger relationships with the global south to secure more support for Ukraine. Heather.
All right, Creason, thanks for this. After 5 days of intense fighting along the Gaza Strip, Israel and Palestinian Islamic Jihad militants have agreed to a ceasefire. A barrage of airstrikes were exchanged minutes after the Egyptian-brokered truce was supposed to come into effect. According to the Israeli military, rockets were fired from Gaza, and Israel responded with its own airstrikes. Both sides say they will uphold the agreement so long as neither is provoked. Pakistan's government has ordered authorities to identify and charge all those involved in violent protests that broke out following the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Protesters who engaged in violence will face terrorism charges, says the country's interim prime minister. Thousands have been arrested since violence erupted on Tuesday. Khan was granted 2 weeks bail yesterday after his detention was declared unlawful. But there are fears this crisis could tip the country into turmoil as it grapples with soaring inflation and political instability. Cities in the United States are struggling to find room for the new influx of migrants crossing at the southern border. While the number of people seeking asylum is starting to slow, many shelters are already at capacity, and hundreds are being bused to sanctuary cities like Chicago and New York, where public school gymnasiums are being used as temporary shelters. The Biden administration has implemented strict new rules following the expiry of Title 42, with asylum seekers now required to schedule appointments before heading to the border or be turned away immediately. Coming up, public opinion shifts for Canada's political parties.
The numbers are not recovering for the Liberals, and the Conservatives have the advantage.
New polling gives the Tories an edge in an election still years away, plus a big league win for Canada. With just over 2 weeks to go until Alberta's provincial election, a new snapshot reveals voters appear ready to lean left. The New Democrats have jumped ahead with 43% saying they would vote NDP compared to 35% in favor of the UCP. The separation comes after months of deadlock. And while a federal election is not likely until 2025, new polling shows the Conservatives are now leading the Liberals. CTV's senior political correspondent Glenn McGregor breaks it down.
Liberal fortunes looked a lot brighter just 3 months ago.
It's a real pleasure to gather with all First Ministers across this country.
After securing a healthcare funding deal with the provinces, polls showed Justin Trudeau's party in a statistical tie with the Conservatives. But it's been mostly downhill since. New data from Nanos Research shows the Conservatives opening up their biggest lead since Pierre Poilievre was chosen leader in September. They're now polling at 35.2% ballot support versus 27.7% for the Liberals and the NDP at 21.7%.
The numbers are not recovering for the Liberals, and the Conservatives have the advantage. And they have the advantage in a number of key battlegrounds where they're picking up support in Atlantic Canada, Ontario, and also in British Columbia.
Also worrisome for Liberals, Trudeau's personal popularity continues to ebb, with 28.3% of respondents saying Poilievre is their preferred choice for Prime Minister, compared to 23.9% who prefer Trudeau, and the NDP's Jagmeet Singh at 18.8%. Toronto has traditionally been a Liberal stronghold, but Nano's seat projections show downtown could be in play, with the Conservatives also pulling ahead in key swing ridings in the suburban 905 area code. Poilievre has spent much of the year campaigning across the country.
It's great to be back on the rock.
While Trudeau does not appear to have gotten much of a bump from a visit from the U.S. president or his party's national convention.
Pierre Poilievre, it's time for you to wake up.
If they can get back on track, they can make this thing competitive. But trying to win 4 elections in a row with the same leader after going through tough economic times, it's a tall order.
One factor favoring the Liberals is time. As long as the NDP continues to prop up the government, another election could still be at least 2 years away. Heather.
All right, Glenn McGregor in Ottawa. Thanks for this, Glenn. Still ahead.
I want to hear you guys super loud, and we're so excited to be here.
A sellout at Scotiabank as the WNBA takes Toronto. WNBA star Brittany Griner made her highly anticipated comeback, playing in her first competitive game in 572 days. Griner scored 10 points for the Phoenix Mercury, happy to be back with her team.
It was good to be back on the home court, back in front of the fans, knock off some of the cobwebs. Guess there's a few more cobwebs than I thought. I'm grateful to be here, that's for sure. I'm not going to take a day for granted. But, it was a lot to take in.
Griner was imprisoned for nearly 10 months in Russia on drug-related charges. She was released in December in a dramatic prisoner swap. And the WNBA was in Toronto this afternoon. For the first time ever, the hype was palpable, setting the stage for a potential watershed moment for women's pro basketball in Canada, while inspiring future generations. Here's CTV's Andrew Brennan.
Some of these players to try to make
the WNBA has come north. For the first time ever, the premier pro women's basketball league has tipped off on Canadian soil. Tickets selling out in minutes, and hours before game time, lineups hundreds of feet long to get inside. Excitement levels above the rim. It's a moment of significance for young players like the Toronto Lords and Team Become One. These girls say they see their futures widening, like a shot from beyond the arc in a world that for so long was limited to two-pointers.
It's very inspiring because, we could be down there one day in Toronto as well. I mean, we're finally getting the recognition that we deserve, and we should not just have the first game, but we should have many more to come.
What does Toronto need?
The WNBA!
Meet the Toronto Needs the W unofficial coalition, a vibrant show of support for the Six and its future.
Toronto's a great sports town, but we don't have a ton of women's sports, and the W stands for everything that Toronto's all about.
The WNBA is looking to expand, and Canada is on the list of potential destinations.
Toronto scored very high on the list, so Toronto's definitely on the list. But we'll continue to work on that through the season.
Some in the sports world say this weekend is helping the city's case.
Also inspiring the next generation, especially of Canadians, to see, what you can do through the game of basketball, because it hasn't always been that accessible to Canadians.
The ticket sales, the amount of engagement with the events that were happening around the city this weekend, all of the excitement can show that Toronto is a market that can definitely support a WNBA team.
But it shows Shekinah Bonney so much more than that. Today, she watches her heroes. Tomorrow, she can dream it will be her turn.
More motivation for when we get to the WNBA.
Dreams higher than a slam dunk. And she says no matter what the score, the win is all of theirs. Andrew Brennan, CTV News, Toronto.
And that buzz inside Scotiabank Arena comes just hours after the energy was completely zapped from the building by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Cousins with Gudas driving the lane. Nick Cousins scores!
A stinging playoff loss still lingers for fans despite the team finally advancing.
It's kind of hard to watch sometimes. I've been through too many years of this.
It shows promise. Not the biggest joke in the NHL anymore.
Canada's last hope, the Edmonton Oilers are fighting for their survival, facing a must-win game on Sunday. After the break, perfect imperfection. A fun-loving raven proves life without a wing is limitless. We leave you tonight with the story of a one-winged raven named Kyle, who can not only recycle, but paint impressive abstract art. Here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky on the cheeky bird many are calling inspirational.
Before she started preparing paints to play with Kyle, Brooke Whitelaw was learning to be aware while feeding him.
I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
The first time they worked together, Kyle found a way to sneak a bunch of food away from her.
He's like a cheeky toddler, but he's also incredibly intelligent.
That was 3 years ago.
Oh, you're so excited!
Before Brooke and Kyle became best buddies.
You're such a good boy.
And after the raven was attacked by a dog and treated at this conservation and education center with a badly broken wing.
Normally a bird would not have a good quality of life without a wing.
But Robin Radcliffe, the director of the Raptors Center, says Kyle's personality was proving to be anything but normal.
He was running around, jumping on people's shoulders, sitting in our lap.
So, after much thought, they decided, instead of euthanization, to try amputation.
It was amazing how quickly he adapted to it.
And when he wasn't wanting to play with Lego, Kyle was stealing sandals from visiting children's feet so he could use them as toys.
We started trying to brainstorm some activities that we could do with him.
The first thing they taught Kyle was recycling.
And our message there was, if a one-winged raven can recycle, so can all of us.
But if that one-winged raven is also fueled by overcoming challenges and mastering skills, you need to keep teaching him something new.
They are considered to have about the intelligence of a 3-year-old child, and so you definitely see that.
So they decided to cultivate Kyle's creativity.
Good job.
At first, Kyle put paint everywhere but the canvas and occasionally ripped up that sponge in frustration. But once he got it, the raven seemed to relish it.
He is very food motivated, but I also think it's rewarding for him to be able to figure something out.
And while his people appreciate the work he does,
It's a beautiful abstract painting.
they're even more inspired by how Kyle overcame adversity to excel at it.
He's so happy and he has so much fun. And
no doubt Kyle will be so excited when he finds out that the next skill they're going to teach him is soccer.
Good.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Duncan.
And that is it for us tonight. I'm Heather Wright for Sandy and all of us at CTV National News. Thank you for watching. Good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow.